Sound check, test 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll get started in just about a minute here, folks. Everybody in from the lunchroom. Hope everyone had a chance to get a bite to eat. Great, well, I'm glad everybody's here. Everyone should get settled. We're just about ready for our second media availability of the day, our featured American women, a top storyline here at the 2018 TCS New York City Marathon. Before we get started, let's take a look at those who will be participating in our media availability today.
Huddle in her first marathon, a podium finish in New York.
And Des Linden is the 2018 Boston Marathon champion. How about that?
Tatyana McFadden, New York City champion, 5 titles overall.
Sellers of the United States.
Just an amazing performance.
Amazing group of women here today. I did want to acknowledge a few folks before we get started here. I think in the back of the room, George Hirsch, the chairman of New York Roadrunners here. George, thanks for joining us. Michael Caparasso, the president and CEO of New York Roadrunners, right here as well. Also, we're joined here by John Anderson, who's doing the play-by-play for the broadcast, which will be on ESPN2, 9 a.m. The live broadcast starts on ESPN nationally. We're also on globally through a variety of international broadcast partners. Larry Rawson here will be bringing the action to all of our international fans. Larry, I think, will be broadcasting his 100th marathon this year. So, big day for Larry on Sunday. Without further ado, I'd like to introduce the man who is running through the routine for the final time. We're going to miss him. Our president, events, New York Roadrunners, and race director, the TCS New York City Marathon, Peter Chacha.
Thank you, Chris. Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon. Not far away, getting there. So, in the world of distance running, American women are having a moment right now. The TCS New York City Marathon will shine a spotlight on the rise of American women this year with a star-studded field that will be headlined by some of the athletes you'll meet here today, including Abbott World Marathon Majors race winners, national champions, and American record holders. This year's field also includes 3 of the top 5 and 4 of the top 10 finishers from last year's USA Marathon Championships, making it the best assemblage of U.S. women in the marathon since the 2016 Olympic trials. As mentioned earlier, the Abbott World Marathon Majors, the leading and growing community of marathon runners around the globe, will be donating $50,000. That's $1 for every runner taking part on Sunday. Half of that amount will be going to Rising New York Roadrunners on behalf of the top American finishers in the open and wheelchair divisions. Thank you, Abbott, for that. With us today are 2 of our youth running ambassadors representing Rising New York Roadrunners. Rachel Pratt, New York Roadrunners Senior Vice President of Youth and Community Services, spearheads this program and is also here, right here, with us. In the front row, nearly 250,000 students are served locally and nationally through our free New York Roadrunner youth programs and also our youth wheelchair training programs in our events, and we put resources against that. It's a great program. Thank you, Rachel, for all the work you do. Now I'd like to call up 2 special guests who will introduce some of our top American athletes today. Here now are Soraya Westcott, a 4th grader from PSIS 266 in Queens, and Deshala Green, an 8th grader from MS 61 in Brooklyn. Come on up, young ladies. Future race directors, come on in.
This first runner began running when she was 4 years old, and this year won her first national title in the 10K. She finished in the top 10 at the TCS NYC Marathon last year, and she does it all while raising 2 kids. Please welcome Stephanie Bruce.
Our next runner is also an extremely busy person. She works full-time as a nurse and finds time to train either before work at 4 a.m. or after work at 8 p.m. She shocked the running world in April when she finished 2nd at the Boston Marathon. Who is she? Everyone asks. Now we all know who she is. Welcome, Sarah Sellers.
I get goosebumps when I hear about this next runner's story. Last year, she stayed in Puerto Rico to train for the marathon after Hurricane Maria made direct landfall and left her without power. She's the Puerto Rican record holder in the marathon, and in September broke the event record at the New Balance Bronx 10 Mile. She's also the newest member of our Rising New York Roadrunners family. Bring the program to Puerto Rico as an ambassador and special advisor, Bienvenido, Beverly Ramos.
I love that running is a sport for all ages and all abilities, and this next professional athlete really embraces that. She's all about body positivity, and last year shocked us all by finishing 5th place here at the marathon. This year, she's raising money for the next generation of women through NYRR's Run for the Future program, as she prepares for another top 5 finish. Please welcome Allie Kieffer.
I'd now like to introduce a legend in the sport of running, a woman who will be going for her record 6th career New York City Marathon title. She has won 22 Abbott World Marathon Majors races and is a 17-time Paralympic medalist. And she really sees the value in teaching the next generation. She even donated a racing chair to the New York Roadrunners Youth Wheelchair Program. Please welcome one of the greatest athletes of our generation, Tatyana McFadden.
We now have another athlete who values the importance of the next generation. She's an NYRR for Kids ambassador who has won the United Airlines NYC have 3 times or more national titles that can fit in my 2 hands. She finished 3rd in her marathon debut here 2 years ago. Is she next in line of the American women to stand on top of the podium? We'll soon find out. Please welcome Molly Huddle.
Our final athlete is no stranger to most of you. She loves coffee, but mostly she loves running. She has run at the Olympic serve as a Grand Marshal at the TCS New York City Marathon, and earlier this year became the American woman to win the open division at the Boston Marathon in 33 years. Please welcome Desiree Linden.
All right, let's hear it again for our incredible Rising New York Roadrunners Youth Ambassadors. Why don't you come over here? We're going to take a quick picture with the athletes competing on Sunday, and then we'll get everybody back up and for a check presentation that we'll tell you about in just a second. Bethany is in charge in the front. Just listen to Bethany and you'll get what you need. All right, so same folks, jump up. Kids, you can come on in. Fall in where you want to fall in. Or listen to Bethany. I think that's better. All right, so what we're doing right here is we're taking a picture. If you were here earlier, you heard from our Abbott World Marathon Majors and Abbott representatives. The Abbott World Marathon Majors is making a $25,000 donation to our Rising New York Roadrunners program on behalf of the top finishers, top American finishers at the race on Sunday. So the 4 top finishers, male, female, open, and wheelchair. We got to even off that check. $25,000 from the Abbott World Marathon Majors. Great gesture on behalf of Rising New York Roadrunners and our top American athletes here at the New York City Marathon. I think we all need Bethany at our next wedding or bar mitzvah to take those pictures. All right, whoever wants to take the check and try to cash that at a bank, feel free. We'll see where that goes. We're going to break up now for our one-on-ones. We're going to have 2 athletes up top here, Des Linden, Molly Huddle, up at the stage area. The rest of our athletes will be at the tables in the back. You have as much time as you need to talk to them.